Hello everyone, my name's Impractical, and let's talk about rank. I'm sure everyone's having a fun experience so far. The game's been out for roughly a month already, and I know a lot of people have been pushing the grind, especially trying to climb up into Masters. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Everyone's points are valid. Well, let me scratch that. Not everyone's, but a lot of arguments are valid about rank mode and the general matchmaking and mechanics of Pokemon Unite. Um, how about I get into a little story about my rank experience? So, the game came out on July 21st. I solo climbed to Veteran Class 1 on July 26th. So, it took me about 5 days to get up to Veteran. Then, I climbed all the way up from Vet to Ultra in 3 days. So, July 29th, in total about 8 days, it took me to climb all the way up to Ultra. Not bad. I had a good climb. The game was still freshly new, so I think that's what made it smooth. But I hit a roadblock. So I didn't make Masters until August 20th. Literally, it took me a month after the game's release to make Masters. And I've hit 2 updates, one being the introduction of Gardevoir, and then the other major update being Blissey. And both times I didn't stop playing my mains. I mained Cinderace heavily. I used to start off with Zeraora like everyone else, but I fell in love with Cinder. Didn't even know he was a A tier till later on. But that's not the point. The point is I had to adapt. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize in the game you can't be a one-trick pony. You have to adapt. Most games I got frustrated and decided, hey, you know what? Screw these supports who can't even do their job right. I'm pretty sure I could do their job better. And I started playing supports. I played Blissey. I've played Eldegoss. I've learned Wiggly, even though that's not a support, more of a defender. I've tried everything. I've even jumped onto Snorlax. I've jumped onto Ninetales. I've done Lucario, Machamp, Greninja. I've even tried niche characters, and I consider niche because I don't see them that often when I was playing rank, like Cramorant. And that helped round out my experience a little better. Still lost a lot. And most times, I wanted to quit the game. I really did. Like, there was one point where, like, I fell out of Ultra and went back down to Veteran 7 times. Alright? And then when I reached Class 5 Ultra, I dropped out of that 3 times. You know, it's even worse when you have such a large lose streak and everyone tells you, don't worry, when you have a certain number, 3 losses, 4 losses, 7 losses in a row, you get a bot game. I think I had like 2 bot games in my whole rank and my whole playing experience in this game that I'm aware of, because now that we know the trick of turning the player cards to see if it's a bot, because they're always pretty zoomed in. And that's it. Like, I had no bot games. I don't know if that's, oh, you're lucky you didn't get much bots, but I was begging for a bot game, okay? When you're in Ultra Class 5 and you're 1 game away from reaching Masters, and then you hit such a lose streak that you drop down to Veteran Class 4, at that point you're kind of begging for a bot, and I don't know if I was too tilted or just frustrated where I didn't see I was playing against bots, but yeah, I had no bot games. I think the worst experience was being in, after I dropped to Veteran Class 4, I had a match where I was against Master players. I know what you're thinking. Hold up. You dropped to Veteran Class 4 and you played against Masters. Okay, so let me give a little recap on this one. I did try 5 stacking. That was the worst experience. Well, not all of them, but honestly, a lot of 5 stacks end up dropping me back down to Veteran. A lot of them I lost, but I would play with those guys again anytime, because honestly, the best chill group to play with. But that's not the point. The point is, ranking and its matchmaking is a little skewed. Okay, I can say that I've lost to Zapdos, the crazy BS swings. I've had games where we were trouncing the team and we were ahead by like 400 or 500 points. They took Zap and we lost the game. I've had poor communication, poor coordination, like nobody timing themselves to rotate to dread. I've had teammates that for some reason just stay on top lane, would never rotate down, don't do nothing, and they would still lose Rotom. So yeah, those are all valid complaints. I think the biggest thing for me is I can deal with the BS swings, I can deal with the incompetent teammates, I can deal with everything because it's a learning game. You have to learn. You can't fix your teammates, you only can fix and improve yourself. They have to improve at their own rate. The one thing I can't get behind is ranks, eligible ranks that you can join up with, partner up with, or play against. I can't get behind that. So let's start this off by showing a chart. We're going to go look at a chart right now. So let's look at this. You have your rank on the left, and on the right you have every eligible rank you can 5-stack with, solo against, or, you know, whatever combination of in between. So if we look right now on expert and veteran, you have the widest range of players you can play against. You have let's look at expert. For expert, you can play with beginner through ultra. That's insane. You have I understand the reason why. Let's start with the reason why would this be implemented? Why would such a wide net be implemented in ranked mode? I believe personally that this was put in to ensure that everyone has a ranked match. You're not waiting too long for a ranked game. And that makes sense. If anybody's played MOBAs before, especially when it comes to certain rankings and limits, you tend to have a longer wait time, especially to be paired up with people, especially when you're soloing. Okay, solo queue is, sometimes it's a waiting game. Especially like now it's more faster with 5 stacks. But this is insane to me. We're already a month into the game, and hopefully with mobile this changes, because it shouldn't be this way. Well, it can't be this way, honestly. There's a different amount of experience you get from climbing up into masters. There's a different experience you get from learning, and I'm a strict believer, like, if you want to learn fast, play a couple solo queue games. At that point, that tests what you would do individually in a situation, not what you'll do coordinated with team or people you can communicate with, because we all know what you can do, but what will you choose to do on yourself. And that's a good way to test things out. Now, I have a proposed change to this for the rank, and this is what it is. So here's my proposition. On the left you have the old, and on the right you have the new. I kind of lowered down the eligible ranks by 1 or 2, especially for expert and veteran, so that way you don't have such a wide net. Again, the reason I believe this was done was because to ensure everyone had a short wait time for the matchmaking experience. But currently, as I'm seeing it, as of now, this recording, Pokemon Unite having 2.5 in the pre-registration for the mobile release, and that I'm pretty sure not all of them are brand new players. I'm pretty sure a good chunk is the people in the community who already has a Switch, but a good portion of them are new players. Especially some of them I know are my friends who don't have a Switch, but definitely will play this on mobile. That alone, this game has something a lot of MOBAs don't offer. The Pokemon brand does help bring it out worldwide, especially well known, and attracts everyone. So with that, we can definitely see a large influx of players in the game. And having a smaller net in the rank where it's more curated, so that way you're playing with people in similar rank standings, helps the rank experience for everyone overall. Right now on the screen, I'm going to show you a more in-depth look of what this smaller net I propose will be. It's insane, but it's going to use the class system. So right on the screen, you're going to see a more in-depth look of my proposition. So let's start with Ultra, mainly Ultra. So Ultra players, you can play with Veteran, Ultra, and Masters, but there's an exception. With Ultra players, you can only play with Veteran, but they have to be Class 5 veterans. That, I believe, is the closest to Ultra, and they should be curated, partnered up with. Obviously, Ultra can play with Ultra, but they can only play with Masters or against Master players if they only reach Class 5 Ultra in rank. I know a lot of people in rank are like, why are you doing this to me? That doesn't mean that they only strictly play with people in that rank once they reach that class level. It just means they can potentially partner up with or match against those players. The reason why, again, it's to limit this kind of BS feel I think ranking has. And this isn't coming from a guy who 5 stacks. I'm going to have to keep saying that. I don't 5 stack a lot. All my wins, everything I have, I'm strictly, for the most part, a solo player. I solo queue and climb up. And I believe this does offer a lot of experience. Am I looking this for solo experienced players? Yeah, not everyone 5 stacks. I've joined the subreddit Discord for Pokemon Unite, and a lot of people I talk to don't strictly join a lot of 5 stack games. A lot of them solo queue. And so will the majority of the players. We can't base a game on the feelings and likes of the few when there's the vast majority that we have to think about. It doesn't really work that way. So this often offers a good experience for everyone, in my belief. Alright. This is my proposed idea, I believe, rank that needs to be fixed. And I know a lot of people are going to go on about, okay, but I don't care about eligible ranks. My complaint is about Zapdos. My complaint is about Rotom, or I don't think nobody has a complaint about Rotom now that I think about it. My biggest complaint is about Dreadnought and that hidden debuff the game doesn't tell you about. The game overall is getting stale. Every time a new Pokemon introduces, it changes the game, it gets more fun and exciting game. But then it stales out. And I think the reason why is because of how the map layout is. Yes, we need more maps. Yes, we need more diversity in the game. I feel like all my matches are a big mix of, hey, let's do the same thing every single game. And I know I'm going off on how to fix rank. This video is all about rank, but I will address this right now. Yes, it is a stale-ass game. It's been out for a month, and we still haven't had a new map introduced to rotate through. I get most games are like that, and that's fine. But when you play a game, whether 5 stack or solo queue, and the same strategy is to rotate down to Dreadnought, go up to Rotom, go back down to Dreadnought, wait for Zapdos, block Zapdos, at that point you have a recipe of a mundane activity where non-stop it just goes back and forth, you're doing the same thing, and it does get stale. I mean, what can make the map feel fresh, and my recommendation would be on that part, is get rid of Zap. Not altogether, but change up the game. You can have the same map. Let's keep the same map. We can just put a different texture, make it look lava themed, like a volcano, or like Pewter City Gym, or whatever you want to do. But what we can do to revamp, especially the experience, is have Pokemon rotate out, like on a clock. Change out the boss Zapdos, replace it with Unbound Hoopa, and if whoever defeats it, they got an instant gold ring right there that will take the exact points. Not double points, but the exact points. Replace Rotom with, rotate out Rotom with Ditto, you know? And if you defeat it, you have a copy of that Pokemon that got the last hit off of it on your team to give you extra support and damage for a short time. Change out Dreadnought, replace it with another Pokemon, like, I don't know, like a Chansey or whatever that offers your team heals or more experience, or maybe a Mega Aldino or something. Add other things. When you're expecting Rotom, Zapdos, and Dreadnought every game, it does become mundane, and you want to change that up. You want to change the repetitiveness. So we should have a system in place eventually down the line where we have a rotate timer. Okay, this game you're going to have Zapdos, Rotom, and Dreadnought, but in 1 hour it's going to change. In 1 hour, the next game, the boss will be Hoopa Unbound, the top will be a Ditto, the bottom will be whatever you want it to be. You get it? So that way every match stays the same, and not everybody employs the same strategy. Or have it mix and shuffle around. You could put Ditto on top, Dread on bottom. Get rid of Dread, replace it with something else. Have Zapdos in the game, but then change the other two out. Mix and match it. If we have a rotate, the games will stay fresh, and you have to keep changing up your strategy. That way you don't feel like you're doing the same darn thing over and over. this video is mostly me talking about rank experience, but there's a lot I could address with the other mechanics, like with the ideas I'm sharing with you now. But so far, this is just me sharing as a player who reached master some things that may reach some of you. Some of you may find valid. Others you probably would think, okay, no, this is dumb. Don't change it at all. But I want a discussion about it. I've talked with people on the Discord about it. I've talked with others, and a lot of people have good ideas. And I want to see what everyone else thinks on YouTube. Like right now, my rank games, I've been changing it up. I probably will post a video up coming up soon of me. I did an all support team. 4 supports, 1 jungler. And if you're wondering, yeah, there is 4 supports in the game. Mr. Mime is one of them. So that was fun. It was in a ranked match, and I won it. I will show the result on the screen right now. So yeah, that would be my next video, coming up with crazy comps to see how nuts it again. I'll probably go in the Discord servers. I got a few that people invited me in. One of a Twitch streamer, one of a YouTuber, and the Pokémon Unite subreddit. I'll ask around who wants to join me and make a video. Everyone could talk, and we could just laugh at the insanity of a comp that shouldn't work but actually worked and won a game. So stick around for that one. And for those of you who listen to the rest of the video, thanks, appreciate it. And for those who clicked it but then got off because it was too long for you, I understand. You know what? Have a good day, everybody. Hope your rank goes well. And I'm off to make another video. Sayonara.